You guys remember massive dumps? No. I'm not talking about those of you who have little babies at home. I'm talking about this phrase that Donald Trump started using to signal fraud in 2020, that there were dumps of ballots, seemingly without even a hint of understanding the absurd and ironic nature of that phrase. Just moments before the Arizona gubernatorial race was called against Kari Lake, Lake appeared on Fox News with Jesse Waters. And again, without like a shred of self-awareness of how stupid they sound talking about these dumps, they started talking about dumps. Listen to this.
What's going to happen when we hear about this vote dump in about, I don't know, minutes? It could be. Kari.
I don't know. We think we should be in good shape.
Yeah, we think it's going to be a pretty favorable dump.
I'm going to look at my notes, 158,000 ballots that have not been counted yet. And 94,000 of those are in Maricopa County, where they took our sacred vote and they just made a mockery of it.
They dumped all over the boat.
Outrageous, Jesse, what happened. I had a man come up to me at breakfast yesterday and
he had tears in his eyes. No, sorry.
Said, I showed up to vote. There was a 3-hour line. They said the tabulator machines were not working. I drove across the way and went to another 15-minute drive to another center, and the printers weren't working. They had no toner in them. I drove another 20 minutes and finally voted. It was a half-a-day odyssey to cast my vote, and we're getting thousands of people reaching out saying the exact same thing. We don't know how many people just finally gave up because it was so hard to vote. And when they did get to the front of the line, only to find out the tabulator wasn't going to count their vote. It was
all right. So anyway, she's going on about things going beyond just dumps at this point in time. Remember that every one of the claims that she made was either refuted or explained. There was an issue with the tabulator. The only person that was going around saying, leave this polling place and go to a different one to have your vote counted, were Republicans in support of Kari Lake. That was a self-inflicted blunder. The election officials from Maricopa County, who, by the way, are Republicans, came out and said, listen, there was an issue with a tabulator. We fixed the issue. Everything's fine. And of course, they are relying on old tropes, in this case, the infamous massive dumps quote. Just because you hear dumps doesn't mean anything was stolen. But remember this iconic moment from failed former President Donald Trump?
And what happened, if you watched the election, I was called by the biggest people,
huge people.
Saying, congratulations, political people. Congratulations, sir, you just won the election. It was 10 o'clock, and you looked at the numbers, and I'm sure you felt that way.
Right.
This election was over, and then they did dumps. They call them dumps, big, massive dumps in Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and the Maria Bartiromo moment where she adjusts her glasses as Trump repeats that there were dumps is really just... I believe it's one of the most important moments in political media history of the United States. All right, so they went the route of the dumps, and the dumps were not in their favor, and Kari Lake lost. I love cooking at home. I cook all the time. Having a good set of knives that you actually like to use is really important. For years, I have been a fan of the advantages that Japanese knives offer. And our sponsor, Kamikoto, makes amazing Japanese steel kitchen knives using the traditional techniques that date back to the Edo period of Japan. Kamikoto only uses steel from Japan. Each blade takes years to craft and goes through a rigorous 19-step inspection process with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in a beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box, makes it a really great gift, easy to store as well. On the Kamikoto website, you can see a map of the Michelin star chefs all over the world using Kamikoto knives. My Kamikoto knives at home have been performing great for years. You really just can't beat the feel of a nice Japanese knife, perfectly balanced in your hand. And Kamikoto is now running a big Black Friday sale. My audience gets an extra $50 off. Go to kamikoto.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.